Hey, Bronco Nation, what is up? Welcome to another edition of Bronco Nation Live, brought to you by BroncoNationUpdates.com. You can catch us on YouTube or on the website or any of our other outlets. Would ask you, if you want to, go to YouTube, be a subscriber, watch the show, or go to BroncoNationUpdates.com and watch it there. All of our media is always on the website. Tonight is we are going to preview men's basketball as they enter conference play, and we have a special guest. We have an awesome booking from my friend here, Sam Gillette, Sam Talk Sports. Tell us how you're doing and who you got booked for this special edition.
Well, I am doing fine. Had to put in a few hours of work this morning and then drive across the state of Texas. And anybody that knows Texas knows that that's no easy feat. But I made it. I'm here tonight. And we have one of the all-time Boise State great rebounders who actually at one point led the entire NCAA in offensive rebounds. A great center. Plays over in Japan now. Ryan Watkins, we'll have him on here in a little bit. But first, how about those ladies? They found themselves in an early hole against New Mexico and battled back, Nick. How'd that game go for the ladies?
Yeah, it was a really good outing. They went into the pit in New Mexico. They found themselves way down early. Like at one time it was 14-zip, and then by the time the first quarter ended, they were down 4-14. They climbed all the way back within a couple points by halftime, and in the third and then halfway into the fourth, they actually had the lead. And then late in the fourth, they kind of fizzled out, and the Lobos took it 70-63 right there at the end. Though it was a loss, I thought it was a really good showing. Tough atmosphere. It's always hard to play in the pit, even for the women. So right now they have an overall record of 9-3. Unfortunately, they're 0-1 in conference, but they're starting to see the conference play out on a kind of a road trip. They had the luxury of starting out the season with knock-on play, the majority of that at home. So now they're just kind of getting their feet under them for conference play. And next up is San Diego State on Saturday.
Yeah. The 7:02 to go in the fourth, Libby Hutton put them up 55-49, and they just weren't able to hold on there for the final 7 minutes. You think that's a conditioning issue, or do you think that they just had to battle so hard to recover from that 17-4 hole that they dug themselves in early that they just lost it there at the end? Just didn't have enough in the tank to finish it out.
It probably could have been a little bit of both. It even could have, maybe being down 14-4 in that first quarter. Maybe that gave them a little bit of more juice to really get in there. I just thought it was, even though that they lost one on the road, I thought it was, it kind of showed some heart on their part. And then, if you have more scoring from Tatum Thompson or Danny Bays, or they probably win that game pretty easily. It was uncharacteristic of Tatum to be under 10 points, and same with Danny Bays. But it was actually really cool to see Libby. She scored a career high 17 points last night. So
one rebound shy of that double.
Yep. It kind of goes that way with sometimes with them, with especially. I know that our guest, he had a lot of double doubles in his career, so just one shy, and but yeah, she scored a career high 17 points. So Danny didn't do, she didn't, get her average, but we had the other Australian step up and damn near won that game.
We had Danny Bays on at the start of the season, and she turned around and won Player of the Week, and was recognized by the NCAA as one of the top performers of the week. Since then, she's kind of slumped off, especially in the last couple of weeks since the end of the Virgin Island tournament. To be honest, it seems like she's hasn't quite been the same as before the tournament. You think we should probably book her again so that she gets that mojo back?
I mean, I'd love to have her on, but I think she's kind of struggling with an arm injury. I don't know if you noticed, but she has a pretty big sleeve on is it the left arm, I think. So yeah, I think she's kind of struggling a little bit with that because before last game she went over, and then she was able to get in the top 5 school history and 3-pointers made, and then kind of went back, kind of dropped off again last night. But I can tell that she's visibly, kind of just making her way through it with that arm.
Yeah. Well, Bronco Nation, if you didn't catch any of the previous shows this week, we had the esports showcase on Tuesday. That's on YouTube. You can go give it a watch, and I believe you can still find it in the Bronco Nation Updates Facebook group as well. And last night we had the college football roundtable. You want to go give that one a watch too. Take a look at the games coming up this weekend. We got one tomorrow night. Should be a good one. Alabama and Oklahoma, part 2. Let's see how that one plays out this time. But tonight we have Mr. Ryan Watkins on. Boise State phenom, leader. He holds the school record for most double-doubles in a single season since moving up to D1 at 17. Second all-time in rebounds at 814, 19th in points. He's only the second Bronco in program history, I think, to have 750 rebounds and 1,000 points. So not some numbers to look away from. Ryan, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Doing well. And just because my son's watching, would you like to issue an apology for swatting him all them years ago as a little boy?
No, it just made him better.
All right. Ryan, you're actually making a name for yourself over in Japan. Would you like to kind of update Bronco Nation on life after Boise State and how you've excelled over in Japan these last 12 years?
So I've been in Japan 4 years, but I've been overseas for 12 years.
Yeah.
Most recently in Japan, love Japan, love the atmosphere. We've been in the same place for 4 years. Like the fans and everybody, they know us. They know my family. I have a family now, by the way. 2 kids, a wife, all that. A little bit different from when I swatted your son back then. No, but yeah, it's been great. Playing overseas has been a blessing. I've got to see a lot of parts of the world. My family's got to come with me. If you ask my son, like he's 4, if you ask him like, oh, where are you from? He says Japan. Like he's never lived in the United States, and everybody looks at him like, you're not Japanese. But yeah, it's just been really interesting. It's been really fun. So
So the question on everybody's mind: have you swatted your son yet?
Of course. Of course. I don't think he's made a layup yet around me.
You know what to say. You let one in, and then it gets to your head, and you start letting them all in.
Exactly.
What's kind of the difference in playing overseas versus playing here in the United States?
I think in different parts of the world, the difference is like game tempo is even from Europe to Asia is different. Like the game speed, the style of the game. Like the physicality is a little bit different. And in Japan, you can have 3 imports on a team, but only 2 imports can be on the floor at the same time.
Oh wow!
So yeah, when I was in Europe, when I was in Hungary mainly, you can have 5 imports out there. You can have 7 imports on a team. So it just changes the way the game is, So yeah, but yeah, like it's like once you've been overseas a while, you start to adapt. You know, you just have to adapt to different styles of play.
Is it more physical over there or less?
I think it's more physical for sure.
More physical.
There's no like you know how they changed the rule. You can't put two hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's none of that over here. You can put hands on people, anything.
There you go.
Yeah,
So,
there's none of that. There's none of that.
So basically, what you're saying is LeBron would have no shot over there.
I'm not saying that. Not at all.
What are some of your fondest memories at Boise State, and if you could go back to that time with what you know now, how would you change your game?
Oh, that's a great question. I think a lot of my fondest memories are like team achievements. I know it sounds kind of like cliche, but it's really the truth. Like, I think us beating Creighton. We went to Creighton. Creighton was number 11. Like, that always sticks out to me. You know, we went to Wyoming. I don't think they lost that year. Yeah, I think it was my junior year. And Jeff hit the three-pointer in the corner at the buzzer to win. Like, that's one of the big memories for me. Like, it's all like team achievements that are big memories for me. You know, like none of the personal stuff I ever like really like. I remember it, of course, but it's not like a core memory for me.
Yeah. I remember watching that Wyoming game too. I was actually on an oil rig back then, and I was on the edge of my seat. And when that fell through, I'm like, yeah. We
were all happy because it's a tough place to play in Wyoming. You know, like it's really tough to play there. But if I could go back, there's a lot of things, but then there's also like some kind of beauty in like being naive a little bit and not knowing certain things, like sometimes I think like I need to be a little bit how I was back then, not thinking so much and just being like youthful and just going out and playing, I think as I've gotten older, like you kind of understand a little bit more. So kind of do things a little bit differently instead of having that like youthful, just like willingness, like I'll go run through a wall right now, Now I'm like, I'm not going to run through that wall. It's not going to keep playing. But,
it takes a little longer to recover the older you get.
Yeah, it does. It does. Exactly.
So you got Leon Rice right at the beginning of his tenure at Boise State. Does it make you curious to what it would be like to play under a seasoned Leon Rice now with all that he's accomplished right now? Does it make you wonder like what that would be like?
Yeah, I talk to him all the time and I always tell him like, if you're recruiting me now, you wouldn't assign me to Boise State. Like you got too many athletes, too many high quality recruits. And he always laughs. But no, I think like just the difference is incredible. From my first year there, like because it was Coach Rice's first year too. I was a part of that first recruiting class. So much has changed, man. Not only just the college basketball landscape, but like Boise State basketball as a whole. I think a lot of people kind of forget, even though like a lot of things changed. Like when I first got there, we didn't even have the locker room, the big locker room. We were just in that small little locker room that the girls' gymnastics use now. Like, or I don't know if they still use it, but a lot of things have changed, man. So many things have changed. And it's just become like a great place to play, like a great place to be. Like it was it when I was there too, but now it's just like on another level,
Yeah.
And you're on the ground floor of the Mountain West, and now they're leaving. After 15 years, now they're going to Pac-12. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that is crazy. We're the first team to go to Mountain West because my first year we're in the WAC. Lost in the WAC championship that year. Conference tournament. Yeah, I won't forget that one.
You're dating yourself now.
Yeah. No, I think it's incredible. I think the program is trending the right way. Obviously, we want to win. In March. Hopefully we'll get that. But you know what I mean. Like I think we're trending in the right way.
Yeah. Yeah, facilities. That's always a good recruiting boost. Recruits come in and they see a cramped locker room, like, man.
I know.
I want to go get my recliner over at one of these other schools.
Right, exactly. The recliner, the PlayStation in the locker room,
Yeah,
all that.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're over in Japan now. You had a storied career at Boise State. I've asked you what you would do different, knowing what you know now. Now let's reverse that. What would you do different playing in the pros if you were still that young guy that's racking up double doubles?
I think when I was at Boise State, my senior year, I think my game was kind of limited, like right hand jump hook, offensive rebound, put back, but I was like really efficient in what I did. So like, it's kind of harder to be like that overseas because as an import, you're expected to do so much. Like when I'm at Boise State, like we have shooters, we have great point guards, so like you only do your role, you know what I mean? Like when the team brings you in as an import, like you have to provide a lot of different things. So like you can't really just stick to your niche so much. You have to be able to like do different things, So I think that my willingness and me just being able to play hard will help me get through that. I mean, that's how I was able to stick so long, is just playing hard,
Yeah.
and just showing up on time. I know everybody says that, but like literally that's how you stick. You show up on time, you be a professional, you play hard, you remember the plays. Like just the little things can make you have a long career. And I think since that was instilled at me at Boise State, like that's why I've had a long career,
Yeah. Being coachable.
Exactly.
That's one of the things my coaches always says. You can be the worst player on the team, but as long as you're coachable, we'll keep working on you.
Yeah, exactly. It's the truth, though. It's really the truth.
Yeah. The minute you think that you know better than anybody else here, that's the minute we don't need you anymore. Go find someone that can mold you into what you want to be.
Exactly. There's so many basketball players out there.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Yeah, and you look at it too. I mean, you got to look at your success, not just say, "Oh, me."
Right.
But there's only 10 spots on a roster?
Yeah, only 10. Yeah.
Yeah. So and you're one of 10 out of and how many teams are in your league?
Right, yeah, like 12, 13.
Well,
Yeah.
so you're one of 130 that get to play the game that you love so far after graduating college.
And there's only 3 of us. So it's even less than that.
Yeah.
Only 3 Americans. Yeah.
Wow. So I mean it's a great testament to the work ethic you put in and what you bring as a person to the team. And Bronco Nations is proud of you. If they're not, I am.
I appreciate it. I really do appreciate
we
it.
are.
Really.
Yeah.
No, I saw a lot of feedback when we started publishing that you're going to be on the show. A lot of people, love you. We can actually we need somebody like that on the team, and we are seeing that from Don Parolin, somebody who get those offensive and defensive rebounds. That's what kind of helped us win against Butler. So, we remember that. We remember that production on the boards, man.
I love it. Thank you. That makes me happy. You know what I mean?
Who
really
would
does.
you? Boise State doesn't have a true big man this year. We have Drew Fielder, who's filling that role for the most part, but it's a somewhat small lineup. But regardless, who would you think on the current team best kind of is your mirror basically? Who do you think best plays like you on the current team?
Ooh.
Yeah, breaking out the tough ones.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't want to sound like I feel like we don't have a lot of guys who play like me. You know what I mean? Not like to say like what I did was so great, but to say like, I didn't really have any flashy skill sets or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I feel that's why I tell Coach Bryce, like, I don't think you would have recruited me now.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like these guys are so much better than me, they're so much more versatile, But like then you think like, oh well, does that help them more or does that hurt them more? Because they get out there and they try to do, like a little bit of everything. But for me, it was just like I knew I had to get on the glass. Like Coach Linder wasn't going to draw a play up for me to get the ball on the block. Like, I was going to sprint to set the screen, roll, and like if it came off, that was my opportunity to score. Like So I feel like I knew that, and I knew like that was like the main thing that I could do. So like I feel like now like it's just hard. It's hard, It's hard to tell like who really plays like me. I feel like it's hard.
I wouldn't sell yourself short. I mean, 814 rebounds, second all time. That sounds pretty great to me.
I really do appreciate it, for real.
And getting those boards, that gives the other fellows another chance, to put the ball in the net. I mean, to me, that's really valuable. And I kind of accredit, Dom's, he had like 9-10 rebounds against Butler, and that was I think that was a big difference in getting a real good, quad one win, with rebounds. Sure. So,
for sure. Like, rebounding definitely affects winning, and you can see it like through all the Boise State games this year. Like rebounding plays a huge rebounding and making your free throws. Play a huge role in winning.
We're still kind of struggling on that one.
I know. I've seen a couple games, and I want to text Coach Rice. Like, he used to always tell us 2 things that don't last: dogs that chase cars, and teams that can't shoot free throws. I still remember. It's so funny how I remember like little things he says. Like, I'm in practice. I'm like, Coach Rice is like right here, like saying things. Like, no, it's funny.
So you're in Japan. You go from one Bronco team to another Bronco team. So you almost already feel like it. You almost feel like you're already at home, right?
Lifetime Bronco, right? I know.
Right.
We talk about that all the time. I've been here 4 years. It's at Boise State 4 years. Just a Bronco through and through.
Yeah. You're averaging what, 12, 13 rebounds a game?
Yeah.
Top 3 in the league. Around 8 points a game with over 50% field goal percentage. So you're making a name for yourself. Are they already have your plaque ready to go up in the Hall of Fame over there?
Man, I don't know. They should, but I don't know. But no, I think Drew Fielder. Like I watched him like grow up.
Yeah.
Like every time I came back in the summer, we used to work out together a lot. So like seeing him come back to Boise State was really cool.
That's good.
We used to work out together. Seeing him, like it's incredible now, Just to be able to see a kid make that jump is really cool, So I hope he has a really good couple of years at Boise State.
Yeah. He's averaging 14.4. Try that again. 14.4 points per game. Surprisingly enough, RJ King's the rebound leader. He's come on strong. Yeah, 5.5 rebounds a game.
He's a dog, man. He's a dog.
Yeah. He doesn't put up a lot of points, but he does a lot of intangibles.
No, yeah. I think Boise State teams are like most successful when we have a guy like that, Yeah. Like for us, it was like Jeff Loriaga, and it was like Rob Heyer, like guys like that always make the team so much better. Like it doesn't show up on a stat sheet, but like as a player, when those guys are out there, like you just feel like you have a better chance to win because they do so many things on the floor, so many things that don't show up in the stat sheet. Like, so like, yeah, he's a dog for sure.
All right, Nick, you have anything else for Ryan before we move into preview?
Oh, I do. I heard that the Japanese people, they really love the tall basketball players, and they look up to you. Do you sense any of that? Where you're at right now?
Oh yeah, all the time, all the time. All the time. You have neighbors that come by all the time.
Walking down the road, soaking it in.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like that's everywhere in Asia. Like, you go anywhere in Asia and you're tall, and you look like a basketball player. Everybody just like stops and like stares at you. It's kind of unsettling, My son, before he got used to it, he'd be like looking at me, like, why are they looking at my dad for so long? Like, what's going on? Like, but no, it really is like that. And also, like, I think like even though it can be like a little bit unsettling, like I think it's just cool. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm just like a normal guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not like an NBA guy or anything like that. So it's just like you gotta, like it's a blessing. It's cool, man. Like
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk a little Boise State basketball, shall we?
Yeah.
All right.
Enough of Ryan. So Boise State currently sits 40 in the net. They're 2-2 against Quad 1. Their losses both coming in the Maui Invitational with USC and number 23 NC State. And then, of course, the two wins against Butler and St. Mary's to close out non-conference play. Undefeated in Quad 2 and 3 and 4. So really great. We're not going to talk about Hawaii Pacific because it doesn't matter. Yeah. So coming up, we have a lot of Quad 2 and Quad 1 games with Nevada, New Mexico, and San Diego State all being Quad 2 in our next three opponents. And before we go to Utah State, who's another Quad 1. And then Wyoming's a Quad 1 right now too, but that can change. They're sitting right there on the verge of a Quad 2. So a really strong Mountain West is what it looks like it's shaping up to be. UNLV and Grand Canyon are basically the only terrible teams in the Mountain West, and San Jose State and Air Force. I forgot about those two. So you got four pretty terrible teams, and then you got a Fresno State that may be terrible, may not. And Grand Canyon's kind of on that maybe terrible, may not. We'll see what they do. Grand Canyon, I believe, made it to the tournament last year or was a runner-up. I'd have to go back and look. But it's a stronger Mountain West Conference than I think than what it was last year, even without Colorado State really being as dominant as what they have been. Mm-hmm. Do you think Boise State has a shot at least a regular season crown, or is this going to be one of those dogfight years?
I think they have a shot for real. If they keep playing how they've been playing, I think they definitely have a shot. But I think it's definitely going to be a dogfight for sure. Like none of those Quad 2 games are easy games. Like they go to Nevada next.
Yep.
That's always a tough place to play. It's always a tough team to play against, especially like consistently speaking from our standards, you know what I mean? Like just our history, Boise State, Nevada history. Like even going back to football, you know, it's just like a tough place to play. And they got a solid team this year, you know.
Yeah, they're 8-3 as well.
Yeah.
The game's going to be Friday at 9:00 Central Time, so 8:00 on the in Idaho on the Mountain Time. Jeez. Let's see. I'm trying to find a line. I don't see one. I don't think they have a line for this one out yet.
I know ESPN has them up Nevada at 54%, 54.5%.
Yeah, I was looking for a betting line.
I don't see one either.
Yeah. This sounds like if we can keep Camper from scoring for Nevada, which how many, Nick, you can probably attest to this too. How many times have we kept their leading scorers with Butler? Their leading scorer, we had him next to nothing all game long. Until I think in the second half.
Yeah, and like I said, all those him being off and grabbing those rebounds, like that was like the perfect storm for Boise State for sure. And then also
Ajayi, that's right.
I think am I correct? The Mountain West has like 5 teams in the top 100 right now in that, with Nevada being 89 or something like that.
Nevada's 89, New Mexico's 66, San Diego State's 82, Utah's 30, Colorado State's 52, and Wyoming's 50. We got 6.
Nice. And I got really skeptical after that, that first game against. It's
7 if you count Boise State. So
yeah, and I like a lot of other fans, were kind of skeptical after that Hawaii Pacific game, and I think one of our shows I said, I think Boise State's going to have to win the tournament to get in, but now it's the tables have turned, and if the Mountain West continues to go strong and keep those lower teams low and keep that upper echelon high, and so that we're playing quad 1 and quad 2 games, that might help out the conference for some of those at-large bids. So,
no, I agree. Well, at first, that like I said, like after they lost that first game, it's like either they're gonna like continue to fold, or they're gonna have to like rally together around that. I think that's like the best possible situation you look for after a terrible loss like that. It's like you sit in the locker room, you look at each other like, what are we gonna do that early?
Uh-huh.
Usually that doesn't happen that early in the season. It always happens once throughout the season. You look at each other like, is this what we're gonna do? Like, I think they had to look at each other early. It's starting to show. It doesn't always show right away, but it's starting to show right now. Like, them being able to win close games, finishing down the stretch, like it's starting to show. And like if they can continue that and build off of that, then I think that they should be fine.
Yeah. And I said after the Hawaii Pacific game that maybe that was what they needed, kind of humble themselves, because I mean there's high hopes for this team this year to be the team that finally gets that NCAA tournament win for Boise State and gets that Ofer egg off of Leon Rice's shoulders. So you got to wonder, did that loss bring them back down to reality and say, listen, these games aren't going to be a given. We're leaving the Mountain West. We're going to get every team's best shot, because they don't want a team that's leaving to come away with the Mountain West title. We got to hone in, get going, play our game. And we saw it against USC, where they played their game, and then NC State, it kind of got away from them late there. But since they've been back from the islands, I mean, you've been 77-68 over Butler, 86-64 over Duquesne, and then the 68-67 thriller to St. Mary's that really should have been a double-digit win, but they fell apart in the final 4 minutes. Do you think that's kind of worrisome that they're giving up those late leads? It seems like that's been a theme of Boise State in the past, giving up those late leads and then having to hang on to win it. Or do you think we're going to see more of that with the quad 1 and 2 opponents, or are they going to start putting more against like the Butlers and the Duquesnes, where they're multi-possession wins?
I think when you play better and better teams, like it's always going to be, until you're able to really separate yourself, like as like one of the top quad 1 teams, I feel like it's always going to be close. Like it's always going to be tough like that, because like the other team's trying to win too. Other teams got good players too. They're not going to fold too easy. But I think like them being able to like hold on and win those close games is obviously better than losing. But now, like, they know how to win these games. They know what to do at the end of the fourth or the end of the second half. You know what I mean? Like, they know how to get it done together. And I think that's better than going into those games and losing. Like when my years, we got close to a lot of these teams, but we could never finish it. And I think like it hurt us because we didn't really, like, we won some of them, but we didn't really know how to win like that. Like we could never get over the hump. And like if you can't get over the hump, like it really starts to stick with you. But once you get those wins, like you win those close games, you win those tough situations, then like it builds that confidence in each other, like in the coaching staff and the players. So like you only get better from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How was your headspace when you got through the non-conference schedule and then it was time to go get to business with the conference? How was your headspace? Were you pumped up for that, or was there an urgency for those conference games? Was it time to step it up a level when you got to that point?
Yeah, for sure. And I think like we were always excited for the conference to start, because that's when we felt like it was like the real season, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like I feel like everybody, you find your rhythm around that time. You get in a groove around that time. You start playing. You should be playing like not your best basketball yet. I don't want to be playing our best basketball yet, but like really good basketball around that time, like they're doing right now. They're winning tough games. They're getting there, but they're not there yet, which is fine. You know what I mean? So, yeah, there was always a sense of urgency, especially for us. Like we always wanted to win the conference, no matter where they had us projected. You know what I mean? That was our goal, and I feel like that's been every Boise State team's goal, is to win the conference. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, we were always locked in, ready for the conference games.
So Nevada's 3 losses have come against UC Davis, South Carolina, or excuse me, Santa Clara, and to Washington. We do have a common opponent in Duquesne. They just beat Duquesne 78-75. And, of course, Boise State almost put up 86-64. Almost beat them by 22. So you look at that and you're like, okay, how easy is it for a player to compare scores in games and then say, oh, well, we got this. We beat this team by 20. They only beat them by 3, so we're gonna go in and curb stomp them. How easy is it to lose focus in a situation like that?
I think it depends on age, really. I think like probably like freshman or sophomore year, you're probably like, oh, like they beat them by this much, we should beat them by that much. But like the older you get, the more you figure out it's about matchups. You know what I mean? It's about what's happening that game, that night. So that's why you have to be ready for anything when you play. You know what I mean? Like you can't go out there and think like since they almost beat somebody, or they lost to someone we beat, like it's gonna be an easy win for us, because it just doesn't work like that. Then if that was the case, we wouldn't play games. Like, right. It's like, you lost to that guy and we beat him. Now we beat you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, that's not how it works. So, yeah.
All right. We talk about Nevada. They've got. Sorry, my screen's jumping around. Trying to get my notes pulled up, and it's not wanting to work for me. All right. There we go. So Nevada's got some pretty decent shooters in their guards, with Corey Camper Jr. and Tayshawn Comer. And they've got 100-point scores with Elijah Price as well. Comer with 169, Camper with 143, and then Price with 131 points on the year so far. Probably going to have to watch out for Price too. He's got 18 blocks on the year. So what, as a big man yourself, what does Boise State need to do, being such a small, and of course it didn't matter against Butler, as Butler had the 7-footers, right, Nick? Or was that St. Mary's?
Yeah, St. Mary's had a behemoth out there. Yeah. So it didn't matter against them, but whenever you got a guy that's prone to blocking shots down there, what do they, the smaller lineup, what do they need to do to be able to not get swatted?
I think you got to play off too, like get in the paint, you get paint touches, and you don't immediately shoot. You use your pump fakes, obviously, you use your kickouts, but you still got to get paint touches. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you just have to be aware of, like, not afraid, but aware that there's a shot blocker. You know what I'm saying? And also it's a good opportunity for the bigs, because when a shot blocker comes over to block a shot, it's easier to get the offensive rebound because there's nobody boxing you out. So you got to take advantage of being able to get offensive rebounds. If the shot blocker goes to block a guard shot, like that's the best opportunity for the bigs to get easy points. But as long as they play off too and they don't get rushed, into making quick decisions or taking quick shots in the paint, I think they should be fine, you know. And being able to and finish at the line, get the guys in foul trouble, and finish at the line, I think is like that's the best way to beat a shot blocker.
Yeah. Nick, they've got Camper, Comer, and Price. They're averaging 15.9, 15.4, and 11.9 respectively. Boise State's defense has been pretty locked down defense this year. They've been holding people to season lows. How are they going to adjust to having 3 people to have to worry about versus 1 or 2 on the floor?
Yeah, I think that you're going to probably see RJ Keene just all over the place because that's going to be needed. You need. I call him. He's like the oil for the machine, right?
Right.
He's anywhere that they need him. He's going to be disrupting that offense. It's going to be needed, and then you're going to need Dylan Andrews to really kind of cancel out. Who is it? Is it Comer?
Price is the forward, and then Comer.
Right.
And
no. He's gonna need to lock down if that's the matchup. He's gonna have to outperform their point. But I think everything runs through Drew Fielder, right? You guys were talking about the bigs, right? And we have a couple 6'10", actually about 3 that are 6'10". They're not the thickest, but what Drew Fielder does is he's got that little jump, that hook, and he's really good at it. And so I expect him to really hone in on that. If to avoid some of those block shots, he does a really nice job being kind of on the skinny side, but that's how he's playing in the paint, and he's I think that for Boise State to be successful, it's going to run through Fielder in that way.
We talk. Nevada's got 300-point scores. Boise State, they have a few of their own. They've got 5. Fielder, Buchanan, Meadow, Andrews, and Carmichael, all with over 100 points. And then you've got Fielder, Buchanan, Andrews, and Meadow are all averaging double-digit points a game, with Pearson right there on their heels at 9.5, getting close to that double points a game. So Boise State's got scores all over the floor. Mm-hmm. How tough is that, Ryan, whenever you have all these scorers in different positions able to go off at any point in the game? How difficult is that to defend?
Man, it's really tough. It's really tough because, it's like a game of rotations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You try to force a team to make as many rotations as possible on defense. And if you have guys that can score, like you miss a rotation and it's a bucket. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter where you pass it to. If you have all 5 guys that can score, all 5 guys in double figures, so it's really hard. It's really hard, especially on defense. You can't miss any assignments. You can't fall asleep. It's just. I mean, we have a lot of weapons, and that's really great for us. But as a defense, it's a nightmare.
Yeah. Do you remember what your biggest year rebounding was at Boise State? How many you pulled in?
I don't remember, but I know it was my senior year for sure.
Yeah. I got to look that up. I was trying to see how on pace Fielder is, or actually it's Keene, how on pace he is to getting your mark. He's got 61 rebounds right now through 12 games or 11 games.
Oh no! I don't think that close,
man. So, I got jokes. What can I say?
Oh man. I think the great thing Yeah, I think the great thing that that we could look forward to is, aside from the one game that Peanut went off, the other players like Javen and Andrew, they haven't really had one of those signature big nights.
They
So,
haven't yet, right? Yeah.
those are I can almost guarantee that's coming, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I'm looking at I think this is one of the more deeper teams on offense that we can remember in recent years. Because before, last year we had Tyson Degenhart and Andrew Meadows and Pearson. He was a freshman last year, but other than that, the last few years you only had like Max Rice and Tyson, and then this year we have 4 or 5 are right there, either at double digits or pushing, and that's what I'm saying. Like Pearson is like at 9.5 right now per game. And to me, that even seems low. So I don't think we've even seen, what this team can really do on offense yet. I think what they've been doing is they've been putting a clinic on defense, and I love that. I love a defensive game, but just think if the offense were to match it, man, look out. And what a better time than right now when they come into conference play. I think it would be sweet if they just started getting on a rhythm and doing what I think that they probably could do. And you're not even talking about Spencer Aarons, the phenom from Canada. That dude can score and light it up too, but he just he hasn't had a lot of minutes yet.
Yeah, I think like I said, like it's important to be playing good basketball right now, but not your best. Get your best later on. I think it's important that they're, playing well on defense first, and not offense just yet, because like you said, they're winning games with defense. And it's way harder to become a better defensive team later than to become a better offensive team. I feel like if you have a lot of natural scorers on your team, and they do have that, they have guys that know they can score. Like you said, like they're gonna have a big game, and I feel like they know that too. So I think their defense is winning them games right now, which is perfect. And then once the offense comes together, like you said, like it should be. Then they become the team that we expect them to be, And so, but they have to do it. You have to get there. It's not given. You have to get there.
So is there a strategy? And I mean, you're a pro, so I mean, is there a strategy as the season progresses? Getting to that point to where you're peaking right at the right time. Is there how does that process go? I mean, is it just instilled in everybody, knowing that, hey, as we get through, as we get closer and closer, we need to like really start peaking, and gelling?
I think it depends on a lot of things, because like a lot of teams don't hit that peak. A lot of teams are still trying to figure it out at the end of the season sometimes. But I think it depends a lot on coaching. It depends on how well the guys are together, like during practice and off the court, how well they gel, like just personality wise and playing wise. You know what I mean? I feel like all these guys are, they're Boise State guys, they're great guys. They all get there at some point. But like, I think also like you just have that in your mind, like it is instilled in you, like the closer it gets to the end of the season, like the more you kind of like lock in, because the games are more important, which is good and bad, because like in the beginning of the season those games are important too. But I feel like as you get later on in the season, like you have to really lock in, and I think also the experience throughout the season helps you reach that point too. It's like you've been in games like this before, you've been in situations like that before. You start to realize like who the main guys are for that season. It's like everybody kind of falls into their roles, and you just know better like what's going to happen, like what you have to do, and how prepared you need to be.
So I was curious, so I looked it up, and there are three players. You got Fielder, Buchanan, and Keene, that if they average 15 rebounds a game between now and the end of the regular season, they will match your 361 rebounds you had your senior year. Easy peasy, right?
Yeah, they can do it. They can do it. They can do that.
Considering you average what 10.6 your senior year, 10.
Yeah, I think 10.6. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've seen stranger things happen, right?
Right. Exactly. They could get it done.
Well, what are your thoughts on the team moving forward through conference play? I know there's a lot of fans out there that feel like the team is successful if they reach the 20-win mark. We're currently sitting at 8. Some favorable matchups, not a lot. Let me pull this net back up here real quick. You're almost guaranteed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it looks like there's about eight games that you should win left on the schedule. That means the other 12 games are quad 1 and quad 2 games that could go either way. So you have 12 games to get 4 wins to reach that 20-win mark that a lot of fans will count as a successful season. How likely are they to reach that 20-win mark this year?
Yeah, I think they'll reach the 20-win mark. I feel like, I don't think that's too tough of an ask. I think it's a tough conference, obviously, but I think they for sure can get that done.
Yeah.
But I think they should have bigger aspirations, obviously. I think,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just getting into fan mindset. Me personally, I don't see a successful season until we get that tournament win.
Right. I feel like that's where a lot of people are right now. Everyone's like that right now. A little bit,
Yeah. I mean, 20-win seasons are good, and it keeps your coach out of the hot seat, even though there's been some people calling, myself included. This year, I've seen a totally different Coach Rice this year with the way that the game is ran, aside from last week where he let a 12-point lead slip. Not all on him, but but he's got the coaching around him now, and everyone seems to be more well-oiled than in years past. And I'm happy with the projection in the direction the team is going in. But in years past, it's always been, is he on the hot seat, even though he's winning 20 games, but he doesn't have a Mountain West tournament win. He doesn't have, or a championship. He doesn't have, I mean, he's got a championship, but in the last couple of years, and he can't win the big games, the ones that matter, the tournament game. So there's been some calls, same old Rice, can't win the big ones. Is this the team that takes him permanently off the hot seat?
I think so. I mean, I hope so,
Yeah.
I really do. I think, like you said, the coaching staff they have is great. I mean, they have a lot of great guys on the coaching staff right now. Like that experience there is insane. I know they just added Kobe Carl. Like he was our neighbor. He was still playing overseas, and during our time at Boise State, he was like our neighbor in the summertime.
Nice.
So it was cool to just kind of be around him and learn from him and stuff like that. But no, he has a great basketball mind, and just even his presence adds so much to that coaching staff. Of course, Berto being there now, a lot of these former guys, I think it just adds more to feeling a complete family, they're trying to build a legacy together. You know what I mean? With former players being back there too.
Right. So is there a Coach Ryan Watkins in the future?
I mean, I hope so. I hope so. I really do. I hope so.
You mentioned overseas and Kobe Carl playing overseas. Do you ever see anybody that you played with or played against on the court over there and it's like, man, I ran you in college, I'm going to run you here too?
All the time. I think all the time. I think a lot of guys in college I've seen. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Looking at the upcoming schedule, but Nevada, New Mexico, San Diego State, Grand Canyon, and Utah State being the next 5. Grand Canyon being the only quad 3, and Utah State being the only quad 1, and a home game for us. So that's going to help a lot. Which one of those games are you most concerned about, and which one are you least concerned about? I know we'll get into some cupcake questions a little bit later on.
Good question. I feel like when you play those like lower quad games, like it's easy, like you said, like we lost the Hawaii Pacific, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those games like always worry me, you know what I mean? Those games always worry me the most because like for the big games, I feel like everyone's locked in, right? You know, they know it's a quad 2 game, they know it's a quad 1 game, so like they know they need to win this to go to the tournament, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like you get to those lower level games, like, you know, you may say like you're ready, you know, you may say you are, but you have to like really be ready. Like you have to play at your level and not play down to their level. And you know, like a lot of things happen where those teams have crazy games, and you have to be able to withstand that because they do have a target on their back. You know what I mean? Every team's gonna give them their best shot. Doesn't matter, like it doesn't matter to them what position they are, you know. So I think those like that Grand Canyon game probably worrisome for me.
Grand Canyon right now, their best win is against Utah, 68-58 neutral site win. Utah's currently ranked 150 in the net, and they're 0-3 against quad 1 and quad 2 and undefeated in quad 4. So looks like their best loss has been a 46-59 loss to Iowa on a neutral site. All right. So then you would say that the Utah State being they're 30 in the net, it's a home game, a quad 1 home game at that. You probably least concerned about that one because the team's going to be up for it.
Yeah, for sure. Like we're going to give Utah State our best shot for sure.
Yeah,
I think so. Like that's one of those games like like it's gonna be a great environment. You know what I mean? Like
man, I wish I lived in Boise because I'd go to that one.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's what I mean. Like like those aren't the games you aren't worried about. Those are the games you look forward to. You know what I mean? Like,
And to back you up, Ryan, is that Grand Canyon game is right before Utah State, so that could be, they talk about trap games. That could be,
exactly.
If our guys are thinking about Utah State, before they handle Grand Canyon, then that's a tip. That would be your prototypical trap game right there, and I think that's what you're talking about right there.
Exactly.
Well, let's do some Nevada Boise State game stats. Both teams are 8-3. Boise State comes in scoring 78 points a game. Nevada 77.4 points a game. Boise State giving up 69.5. Nevada giving up 79 or 72.9. Both teams sitting fairly good on field goals. Boise State 45 to Nevada's 43. Rebounds about the same, 38 to 37. Assists about the same, 13 to 14. Nevada does hold the edge on blocks, which we talked about earlier, and steals. So ball control and turnovers are probably going to decide this game, and being able to make your shots at the free throw line. Two very evenly matched teams, and it looks like defense. Boise State scoring defense versus Nevada's turnover defense. Which one in your experience comes out on top? The team that keeps you from scoring, or the team that can make you turn the ball over more?
The team that keeps you from scoring. I mean, of course, if you get turnovers, there's a lot of possessions, but if you can't score on those possessions, then
Yeah. Oh, you got to look too. I would rebut that with saying if those turnovers lead to fast break points where your defense.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Then it's
that'd be my only concern. But Nevada's got 6.6 steals to Boise State's 4.7, and then 4.3 blocks to Boise State's 1.7. But Boise State runs a smaller lineup, so that's to be expected on the blocks. Rebounding is actually a big surprise to me with how small Boise State is. The fact that they're averaging that many rebounds a game.
Yeah. They are pretty evenly matched, yeah. But I don't know if they still do this now, but we had rebound efficiency when I was in college.
Oh,
and
yeah?
if you don't take if you don't look at your man when the shot goes up and then take 2 steps toward the rim, then you don't get a point for your rebound efficiency.
Huh.
Or like if you're a guy that's supposed to run back and you don't run back to pass half court when the shot goes up, then you don't get a point for your rebound efficiency. And then you got run at practice.
Oh,
You
wow.
don't have a certain number of points on rebound efficiency. Yeah.
Wow.
So if they still do that, I hope they still do that.
Both teams are 4-1 in their last 5. Both their last losses coming in November. Boise State to North Carolina State 81-70, and Nevada to Washington 83-66. So someone's 4-game win streak is coming to an end on Saturday. Let's hope that it's not Boise State's.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, you have any thoughts on the Saturday game with Boise State and Nevada? If you had the team in front of right now, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, they need to set the tone for the rest of the conference, the conference season. You know what I mean? Like, this is it. This is where it starts. It starts right here. It starts with the first game. It's a tough road game. They need to be tough. And when I say they need to be tough, it's not like go out and hit somebody or like foul somebody hard. It's like when the calls aren't going your way and the game's not going your way, you're still able to do what you need to do. You're still able to execute the game plan. You still don't miss a rotation, When it gets late in the game and guys are tired, you make your free throws. Like that, to me, that's toughness. And that's the toughness they need to show going on the road and starting Mountain West play.
All right. Nick, you have any final questions for Ryan?
I mean, right now they have Boise State at 40, Nevada at 89. Sam ran down kind of the opponents, the common opponents, and the statistics. I like the fact that, even though we spoke about the offense really hasn't really popped off or anything like that. And then the fact that they've been pretty much a defense-led team so far, early in this season. With Sam running down those defensive stats, I mean, they look really daunting for Boise State. Do you think that this is, on the road, is this a test for the team to go? I'm sure they probably know the stats as well going into this, doing the homework. Is this one where they a team they see the challenge, they're on the road where they're going to like step it up and step up their defense and match that toe to toe? You see that happening?
Yeah, I definitely see that happening. Like you said, they're going to be ready for this matchup, first game of the conference season. I feel like the coaches are all saying the same thing. They need to set the tone for the way they want to start the conference. This is how they start their legacy with this game. They want to be the team that wins in March. Then they have to start proving it right now. You know what I mean? That's how you get to March, is you take care of these games right now. If you really believe that you're 40 in the net or whatever, and they're 80, whatever in the net, then you need to go prove it. You know what I mean? Like, forget about the numbers. You need to go prove it. And I think that they will be up for the challenge. I think those guys know, like, going to Nevada is not easy, no matter where they're at. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think having former guys on the coaching staff is like perfect, because they know too. Yeah. So it's like you have guys that know that it's not going to be easy, no matter how easy you think it might be, or who they lost to, or how close games were. And obviously, in this statistically, they're like even. They're pretty evenly matched. So, like you guys said, but I think they'll be ready for sure.
Where was your least favorite place to play in, and where does Nevada rank on your list of least favorite to play?
Oh, Nevada wasn't one of my favorite places to play for sure. I really like going there. I think despite, New Mexico's environment being great, it is not fun to play there.
Yeah.
Air Force, not fun to play there. It's just like sometimes the games are really quiet. They do all the cut. I don't know if they still do the back cuts and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They do.
they play.
They're still pretty gritty too. It's like
Yeah, and they're still gritty. You still have, they're still tough. So like, yeah, and it's a tough trip. You got to go on the base. Like it's, yeah.
What are your? Yep. Go ahead.
Let me think who else. Hold on.
What about San Diego State?
Loved going there, even though we had a lot of bad memories there. Loved going there. We were always excited to go there. San Diego, the arena's crazy. Like we loved going there.
Yeah, guys.
Of course, Utah State too. We love going there too because the arena's really cool. Like the environment's cool, but it's tough. It's a tough place to play.
Were you on the team that went and beat LSU, or was that before you?
At home, yeah, we beat them at home.
Yeah.
My junior year, yeah.
That's right. Because I was on a rig and one of the rig hands was a big LSU fan.
Really?
And so we had a steak dinner riding on that one, and I'm like, so whatever, beat us in football. I said, well, ask her you how that one went.
Yeah, no, that was a good game too. Forgot about that.
What are your predictions for score prediction for Saturday against Nevada?
Ooh. What's Nevada averaging points wise?
77-4.
Yeah.
And Boise State's at what? We're 80 something.
78.
78.
Woo, that's crazy, man. I'm gonna go with
Boise State's giving up 69.5, and Nevada's giving up 72.9.
I'm gonna go with 84-72 Boise State.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. I'm gonna keep it in the 60s though. I'm gonna go 70.
I know defensive, yeah. I guess real defensive team.
77-63. Boise State sets the tone for the rest of the league. What do you think, Nick?
I think I was thinking in the 60s too. I think I have a lot of confidence in their defense. I like what I'm seeing, and I think it's time for them to have a real good. I think they'll get in the 80s. I think it'll be 82, 64. I think it's going to be. I think they're going to show us something. I think
so. What it is too.
And this is a hope for me. Championship teams, they win all their home games and then they go on the road and they take care of business. So I'm hoping to see them take care of business and all that pessimism that I had in the in the beginning will completely be wiped out.
Goes away.
That's what I want.
All right, Nick, what are your final thoughts for Saturday?
Yeah, just like I said, for me, like I said, I think championship teams, they take care of business at home. So that's the best way to kind of look at a team. And since they're starting out on the road, I want to see them, hit their averages. And, since they're playing really good defense lately, this would be a good time for them to really buck up and, just be a thorn in Nevada's side. I don't think Nevada's schedule has been as tough as Boise's, so that's why I think that they may hit that 80 mark. So, I really want to see the fellas get going quick and, not see any of those scoring droughts that kind of creep up. I just want to see a nice, clean game, limit the turnovers that have kind of been plaguing them this year. So if they can do that, I think they could. I think they could come close to what I think that they could do.
Yep. Ryan, your final thoughts?
Like I said, I think they need to go and show how tough they are, set the tone for the Mountain West Conference, and do what they do. Compete. I think they need to win on the glass. I think they're obviously pretty close on the glass, but I think really winning on the glass will set the tone for sure. And obviously, I agree. Just hit their averages, come out there and show like this is the team they are, and this is the team that everybody thinks they are. That they are that team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and I could say the exact same thing. 3 points. If the 3-point ain't falling, you have a really good, surprisingly really good interior scoring threats with Fielder. Even though he doesn't have the size of some of the opponents we play against, but he gets the ball in the hoop. Just don't live or die by the three. If it ain't falling, do something else. And you should be pretty good to go. That would be my only criticism. I hate teams that live and die by the three, because when they're not falling, you don't. Yeah, you don't win games whenever that happens. And free throws, make your free throws.
Yeah.
So, Nick, real quick, going to pull this up and let you talk about Bronco Christmas on the Blue and where people can go to help you raise money for the kids.
Yeah, we're going to be doing this week. We're doing our 3rd annual Bronco Christmas on the Blue. We have adopted 17 children from the Boise Rescue Ministries City Light program, and it's just a good opportunity to get these kids out of the hardships of life that they're experiencing, and then for one brief moment during the Christmas season, bring them over to Boise State, bless them, and then let the student athletes and everybody in our nonprofit just love on them and brighten up their season, in such a kind of a stressful time as a kid. So looking forward to it. If you want to help us out, you can go to bronconationupdates.com. The link's right there on top, and you can help us financially or, prayerfully too. Anything and everything helps.
All right. Nick, we're taking a sabbatical over the Christmas and get that. There we go. Over the Christmas and
Years.
Getting the right scene up. Over Christmas and New Year's, we're kind of taking a break. We've had a big run between all the fall sports wrapping up and basketball starting up. It's been a tough one. Not a tough one, but it's been busy. Let's put it that way.
Busy.
So when can you tell the fans when will we be back with the next Bronco Nation Live?
Let's see. We will be back the week after New Year's. So that would be, let's see. The 2nd is on a Friday. 4th.
So it'll be the 8th.
8th. Yep. Because we're bringing on another something else on the 7th, correct? And then the 8th we'll be right back here on Bronco Nation Live on that Thursday.
Yep. And then on the 7th, the new basketball show covering all of and Ryan, if you want to get in on this show too, we'll be more than happy to have you on. But we're going to be covering all of the NCAA and tournament team potentials and looking at different conference matchups and stuff like that. It's called Bourbon, Beer, and Basketball. We're going to be showcasing local brews, favorite bourbons, and talking basketball. So Ryan, if you want to be a part of that show, hit me up. I'll get you on the lineup. And that starts on the 7th. So that's going to be a weekly show. We have Jonathan Yates. We had him on for Bubble Watch last year. And he's going to come back and be a member. He's a Team USA certified coach, coaches high school basketball here in Texas. And I believe they are undefeated still. I got to go look. So, but yeah, that's what's coming up.
It's cool.
Well, Ryan, really appreciate you joining us for Bronco Nation Live. You've been awesome on this show. You're awesome, on and was it called was it called Taco Bell Arena when you were playing there? Or was it still the pavilion?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Taco Bell.
Yeah. It was awesome watching you, light up the glass, and I wish you nothing but the best in the league that you're doing. Go win a championship and do all that you're doing. But thank you for joining us tonight. Thanks, Sam, for booking him. That's awesome, man.
All I had to do was guilt trip him into it. Tell him, man, you swatted my son.
So yeah, you're right.
But
All
Bronco
right.
Nation, thanks for watching. As always, help us out, give us a sub, do all the things on our platforms, and like I said, like we say, we're monetizing everything to give back to the university. So your sub, it's free, but it helps the university. So appreciate you again, Ryan. Thank you so much. Thanks, Sam, and we'll see you next time, Bronco Nation. Thanks for joining us.
Blue Elevation, elevating Bronco sports through fans like you. Every donation fuels Boise State athletics, scholarships, and community projects, helping student athletes reach championship levels. With over $13,000 raised, Blue Elevation is Boise State's #1 crowdsourcing outlet. Join the movement, elevate the Broncos, and make every gift count. Visit blueelevation.org to elevate Boise State to the next level.